More Gen Zers are starting to hit the gym instead of hitting the happy hour. It was a Business Insider article that I read. I thought it was pretty interesting. He said that kind of like Gen Z right now is kind of changing the workplace. And it's just the sheer fact that bars are starting to get less people, clubs are getting less people, and it's because of the youth. The youth is not into this whole drinking, smoking culture. And there's clear evidence behind it. I'll post the article down in the description if you guys want to go read it. But I just wanted to kind of come on here and talk about it. I've never been big into the whole drinking thing. I've had my fun. But the 2 times I really got messed up, I was literally like, I am never drinking this bad ever again in my life. I don't get the fun behind it. I don't get spending $150 at a bar or a club and then drinking something that's going to make me fat and feel like shit the day after. I just never really been into it. And the whole like smoking culture and stuff, never been into that. And I'm not saying that like certain people shouldn't be doing that. I understand that people have back problems, people have health problems, people have mental problems, and they kind of need that stuff to relax. I am not saying that that's a bad thing, but personally for me, I will never indulge in myself with something like that. Like I said, when there's a substance that's going to make me feel or make me act like I'm really not, that's so fucking weird to me. And genuinely, I feel like this type of behavior gets people in trouble. At this point in my life, with the way that my circle is and how just quiet and peaceful I am, I would much rather go hit the gym, come home, cook a nice meal, be by myself, and go to bed. Why am I going to risk going out, getting in trouble, spending a shit ton of money on stuff that I could just buy? I could buy a beer at a liquor store for way less money and just hang out with a couple buddies at my house or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth it to me to go out, potentially get in trouble, get into an altercation with somebody, and risk my life, risk my safety because I want to go out and have some fun. It just doesn't make any sense to me. When I started getting into like the workforce and stuff, one of my first jobs was I worked in construction, and you know how construction guys are. They're, you know, heavy drinkers, heavy smokers, and they used to ask me all the time, like, dude, why don't you go out and party? Man, you're young. Go out and drink, have some fun. And I just never dove into that culture. I also just think it's the way that I've been raised. I've been raised very humble. I have a good head on my shoulders because of the people in my life. My family have always told me, you know, don't get caught up in trouble. Keep your shit together. Just mind your business. Do your own thing. Don't follow the crowd. Somebody's freaking car alarm was going off behind me. But anyway, yeah, just don't follow the crowd if you don't want to. Don't feel peer pressured. I feel like the reason why most kids get in trouble, most young adults get in trouble, is because they're peer pressured into drinking, into smoking. And it's not something that should ever be pressured on somebody. There's no problem with going out, having fun with your friends, and just not drinking. And you get caught up into being the weird one because you're not partaking in all the drinking and the smoking. My thing is like, at least you're still making an effort to go out. That's kind of how I am. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a couple old coworkers, going to go out with a couple old friends. I'll have a beer or two, but I'm not going to get so smashed mouth that I'm not even going to remember where I'm at and then have to worry about getting a ride, or God forbid I make the dumb mistake of drinking and driving and then I kill somebody and I ruin my entire life. No, I'm not going to do that to myself. Drinking and smoking, it's just not worth the afterthoughts. And people that drink, if you have to worry so much about having a designated driver that is like your number one priority before you go out, you have a drinking problem. A clear fact that you cannot control yourself and that you absolutely need a designated driver, clear cut shows that you have a problem. The fact that you can't just go out, have a couple, and then go home, you have a problem. And that's the same thing with smoking. If you have to smoke every single day and it's the only thing that you are thinking about, you have a problem. And this is what these substances do to people. They get them so unraveled that they can't even see this. They're constantly spending their money on this shit. It ruins your mental health. It ruins your physical health. It ruins your bank account. And I just don't understand why people get so caught up into it. And the soberest people that I've ever met have always been the most successful. Imagine that, right? The people that get their shit together, they're not constantly drinking, not constantly smoking. They are the most well put together, well mannered people I've ever met. So just think about this next time you're going out. You want to go out, have some fun. Just remember this. Don't get caught up in bullshit. Don't feel peer pressured. Because at the end of the day, it is not worth it.